Many are betting on AI to save their business or career. But here's the truth. AI alone can't save you, but this timeless human key can. Your ability to adapt faster than the chaos around you. In the past month alone, Microsoft announced its largest layoff in over 2 years, cutting about 9,000 jobs globally. This is the company's second significant layoff in recent months. Clark's, the footwear retailer, is slashing over 1,200 roles. TomTom also announced plans to cut 300 jobs. Amdocs is laying off around 3,000 employees. You see the trend? Unfortunately, this is going to continue, but McKinsey says human adaptability, not AI, is a fundamental predictor of medium to long-term business and career growth. A client of mine here in the UK, a specialist medical professional, told me several months ago about some changing demands from their partners. I advised her with a couple of pivot ideas. Months later, one of her colleagues in the same role was laid off and with others vulnerable, but she kept hers. That was not a fluke. Today, I'll show you why adaptive thinking is the ultimate human edge AI can't replace, and how mastering it could become your biggest moneymaker and avenue to consistent relevance, regardless of industry, in a global marketplace seemingly spinning out of control. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to it. Now, here's something you need to know. AI can process data faster than any human alive, yes, but it doesn't know when a deal is going south, when customers are getting restless, when a relationship is turning sour, when your team is losing confidence, or when your job could be at risk. Only humans sense these silent signals and, more importantly, act before the numbers even catch up. That's your human edge. That's how you stay irreplaceable. Here's why it's important. Research shows organizations with agile-minded leaders can improve financial performance by 20 to 30%. Employees with high learning agility are up to 2.5 times more likely to be high performers. These are the ones most likely to retain their jobs when others are getting laid off. And while exact numbers vary, companies often save substantial cost per employee thanks to better retention, faster adaptation, and fewer disruptions. That's not some fluffy soft skill, that's serious cash flow protection. Adaptive thinking isn't some modern buzzword, it's the reason humans are still standing. Several thousands of years ago, our ancestors traded spears for plows and shifted from hunting up to farming. That was adaptive thinking. A few thousand years later, traders crossed deserts and oceans to build the Silk Road, turning danger into opportunity. That was adaptive thinking too. Now, fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, where people were suddenly learning machines, new skills, and completely new ways of living. Human progress has always, without exception, belonged to those willing to observe, orient, and act. Machines have changed the game for some time now. Yes, steam engines, electricity, computers, and so on. But let's be honest, it wasn't machines that saved humanity. It was people willing to pivot when the rules changed. That's the kind of edge AI just can't replicate. Make no mistake about this, AI might be the latest wave, but it definitely won't be the last. Let's break adaptive thinking into a playbook you can start mastering right now. It's called the OOA loop. Observe, orient, act. Imagine it like your personal GPS for navigating chaos. First, observe. This means seeing reality as it actually is, not as you wish it was. Adaptive thinkers keep their eyes open, stay humble, and look for fresh facts. Some manufacturing leaders watched supply chains crumble during COVID. Instead of freezing, they dug into their local suppliers. One or two pivots later, they'd saved millions while other companies crashed out. That's observing reality, not pretending everything's fine. Here's the question. What problem am I really trying to solve? Because the biggest threat isn't your competitor, it's spending months fighting the wrong battle altogether. It's like switching lanes on the motorway without checking your mirror. Skip that and boom, the crash is coming. Next in the loop is Orient. This is very important. In order to do this, there is an interesting concept in organizational and management studies, as well as cognitive psychology, known as mental model agility, which is what orientation is. It's about shaking off old thinking, challenging your assumptions, and building solutions from first principles. Don't worry, I'll simplify this now. See, your brain's like a toolbox. Each tool is a way to look at a problem. If all you've got is a hammer, then everything looks like a nail, right? But if you've got a whole set, wrenches, screwdrivers, pliers, and others, you fix things faster. It also means breaking things down to the basics, like a mechanic stripping an engine completely apart, piece by piece to find out why it ran. Here's how you can do it. If something goes wrong, don't just ask, what happened? Ask, what's the real reason this happened? What's true at the simplest level? Imagine using the same chess opening against every opponent. Sooner or later, someone wipes the floor with you because they're going to find out. That's what happens when businesses stick to one way of thinking. I've seen leaders over and over again turn companies around because they were willing to ask, are we solving the right problem? What's the simplest truth underneath all this noise? A business owner shouldn't just copy competitors, but rather ask what's really driving customers to buy this. A manager doesn't just stick to last year's plan. They analyze what's fundamentally changed. So don't copy others until you figure out precisely what's making them successful. I know of someone who runs a small bakery. When flour prices shot up, instead of raising prices immediately, he broke it down. Why do people love my pastries? Turns out it was his unique fillings. So he changed recipes slightly and kept costs stable. That's first principles thinking. That's mental model agility. If you never question your plan, you're like someone driving with an outdated GPS. Not good. You'll end up either lost or worse, in a dead end. Finally, in the loop, act. Adaptive thinkers don't wait around for perfect certainty. They test small steps, keep what works, and pivot fast. They treat failure as data, not disaster. Take an office assistant I'm currently mentoring. Her boss suddenly announced a shift to a new software this year. Instead of waiting for the official training, she spent bits of each day exploring it on her own. She made mistakes, but within a week or so, she became proficient at it and saved her employer cash from not needing the training. That's personal value increase through adaptive thinking at her work. Observe, orient, act. That's how you transform panic into power. Because real mastery of adaptability isn't about theory, it's about training your brain to stay cool under pressure and move when it matters. Some people tell me, Nat, I'm not adaptable. It's not in my personality. Yeah, that's like saying I can't lift weights because I'm not strong. Truth is, adaptability isn't a personality trait, it's a muscle. And if you don't train it, the marketplace will train you the hard way. Oh, yes. Here's why this matters for your wallet. In a world where AI keeps replacing tasks, your real market value will come from spotting signals others miss, reframing problems, and acting fast on emerging opportunities. Adaptive thinkers negotiate better deals, protect their income, and build futures that machines sometimes can't predict. Adaptability isn't just resilience, it's your revenue shield, and mastering it is how you build your human edge. So here's one practical way to flex your adaptability muscle and start moving toward mastery. Schedule a new lens day once a month. Block out half a day to explore a related industry, technology, or field, but not directly tied to your day-to-day niche. For example, a fintech pro explores how insurance tech startups handle customer onboarding. A skilled tradesperson like an electrician checks out how commercial HVAC teams are using digital tools to manage projects. An entrepreneur running a retail brand studies how subscription box businesses keep customers engaged long term. Now, here's the goal. Write down just one insight you could transfer into your own business or career. More people are beginning to embrace AI in their lives and business, which is good. But the truth is, the next decade won't belong to people who simply know how to use machines. It belongs to those who can pivot faster than machines can predict. Drop a comment below with one area you want to use adaptive thinking ASAP, and don't forget to share it.